Okay. Today, the migrant caravan from Central America, which recently reached the U.S.-Mexico border, has garnered worldwide attention.
Yes, the party of more than 7,000 stopped in Tijuana on November 13th, according to an article from the New York Times.
And many are in support of the caravan. However, some are also in opposition, such as the Republicans and, of course, President Trump.
Yeah, and as soon as Trump heard about this caravan, our wonderful president titled the caravan as an invasion.
I consider it an invasion. That's called an invasion. It's like an invasion.
And said that many gang members and some very bad people are mixed into the caravan heading to our southern border.
A lot of bad people in there. People that are in gangs. We're not going to let gang members.
How un-American of him.
Well, for this video, we're going to tell you everything you need to know about this dilemma in 6 minutes or less.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Adam.
Welcome to this episode of The Issue. So originally, the migrant caravan was mainly comprised of Hondurans looking to escape poverty and gang violence in their hometowns, which departed from San Pedro Sula, Honduras on October 13th, but was later joined by other migrants from El Salvador and Guatemala.
And as of now, more than 7,000 Central American refugees have arrived at the U.S.-Mexico border after traveling more than 2,500 miles from Central America.
The trip started from San Pedro Sula on October 13th, continued to Mexico City, then Guadalajara, and finally to the U.S.-Mexico border in Tijuana on November 13th.
While Central Americans have been fleeing from their home country and into the U.S. for quite some time, the organization of this particular migrant caravan is something relatively new.
Individual migrants are often kidnapped by human traffickers and drug gangs, which force them to work for them. Safety in numbers is something that directly applies to this kind of situation.
Many of the migrants say that they're leaving their home countries in hope of a better life and future for themselves and their families. Others have fled due to threats or extortion by criminal gangs in their hometowns. Most families bring their children with them because they fear their children will fall prey to the gang otherwise if left alone.
But many say their goals are to reach the U.S., to reunite with their family who are currently residing there, or finding better, higher paying job opportunities in the U.S. to provide for their family, including those back in their hometown.
Most of these migrants have said that they would try to reach the U.S. and claim asylum here.
Plus, there's a legal obligation to hear asylum claims from migrants who have arrived in the U.S. if they say they fear violence in their home countries, even if they enter the U.S. quote-unquote illegally. Most illegal movements are from swimming past the wall from western Tijuana, but authorities have cracked down on swimmers coming in.
Some are seeking entrances through secret routes by hiring smugglers to show them blind spots along the border. However, very few could afford to do so.
In addition, under international law, those fleeing violence are actually considered refugees.
However, those seeking a better quality of life, i.e. fleeing from poverty, are not considered refugees and do not have the same protections.
Because of this, some migrants have also tried to cross illegally in hopes that this was the best bet to enter the U.S., despite warnings by U.S. officials. And just recently, as of November 29th, more than 500 migrants broke away from the main group and attempted to cross from Tijuana, Mexico into San Diego, at which point the U.S. Border Patrol fired tear gas, and scores of migrants were arrested and deported by the Mexican authorities.
And a few hundred migrants have also decided to stay in Mexico since Enrique Peña Nieto has stated that refugees would be able to work for Mexico if they had registered and complied with Mexican law. Interestingly enough, many have actually refused. In fact, without entrance into the U.S., some have decided to voluntarily be deported back to their homeland.
So you're probably wondering, what has the U.S.'s response been to this?
Well, let's take a look at what President Trump had to say on the issue in mid-October.
In this tweet, he stated, "I am watching the Democrat Party led because they want open borders and existing weak laws, assault on our country by Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, whose leaders are doing little to stop this large flow of people, including many criminals, from entering Mexico to U.S. ...
With hate, ill support, and a leadership with views like this, I don't see how conditions for migrants seeking asylum can improve within the next year at least.
Yes, it is a rather unfortunate situation these people are being forced into.
Well, hopefully with time, people will gain awareness and policy changes will be made. The U.S. will eventually be forced to change policy. It's just a matter of when. But for now, we are left with refugees at our doorstep with no answer of whether or not the U.S. will acknowledge their pleas for asylum.
This is going to be a wrap. We hope that you enjoyed this video. And this has been Brian Hahn.
Adam Hirata.
And Jonathan Ye. This has been The Issue. See you next week when we discuss the intricacies of performing surgery on a grave.